All right, great. So now let's move on to the next step of our Shopify setup walkthrough. So now after add domain and set up payments, we are at the final step, which is review shipping. So this is very important, of course, if you're going to be selling physical goods and physical products. If your store is only going to be selling digital or online products, you don't have to worry about this. You don't have to even see this lecture. But if you're going to be selling physical, tangible products that require shipping, you obviously must make sure that this is intact and set up before you start making sales and promoting, your web store online through Shopify. So let's click review settings. This is very important because when we talk about shipping in general, you have to make sure that you know how much you're charging and make sure that it is appropriate, right? Both for domestic, meaning within your country, and international, outside of your country, right? And should you choose to even ship internationally, some businesses sometimes don't because it might be too costly. At the end of the day, it is also completely up to you, right? But you can definitely manage your shipping rates depending on, the product's dimensions or the weight of the product and so forth. So if we click here where it says manage rates, we can see that we, of course, have a list of different, shipping rates for products, right? So for example, for my t-shirt, the product that we created together, I can, of course, make sure that the shipping is selected to this product and associated with this product for whatever have you, right? And so for domestic shipping, which is within the United States, my country, or whatever country you're in, you already have these pre-made options by Shopify that are recommended to keep if you don't want to overcomplicate things. For example, here, the shipping price varies depending on how much the customer spends and the weight of the actual product, right? And then it even tells you the shipping speed. And if you want to know, more information or want to edit it, you can click edit rate by clicking these three dots here. You can also, of course, do that for the actual zone. If you don't know what a shipping zone is, it's just the countries, right? So this is the United States / domestic shipping zone. The rest of the world shipping zone is below that here, right? And so we can see that for the rest of the world, meaning international shipping, we have DHL Express and USPS. And it doesn't tell us specific information like the domestic one does because why? Because these shipping rates vary depending on the country, right? So since this is a worldwide service, this depends on the country, right? So depending on how far away they are from my shipping address of my business and so forth, depends on, of course, what the shipping price will be and how long it'll take to get to the customer, right? And of course, you have the variety of options for USPS. You can have express or, a slower delivery such as first class package. So again, these are all, of course, rates that you can change. You can also add a brand new rate if you are, not satisfied with these two options, whether for the rest of the world international or for domestic United States. We can also create a brand new shipping zone, of course, and this will do, the ability to choose a new specific country to modify the shipping settings for. So let's say I want to make specific shipping settings for a country or a zone in Shopify, what it's called, then I can do so here. I can also manage, where I'm shipping from. Maybe the shipping address is not my actual address here, it's a different one. Let's say I have, a production factory that's a bit far away from me, and that's where, the items will be shipping from. You want to make sure that you manage that and that it is correct, because if it isn't, it can be confusing and for customers and also cause shipping times to be, delayed or even sometimes just go to the wrong place. So make sure that the address that you're shipping from is accurate as well, of course, right? But yeah, Shopify shipping settings can be very specific, but you can also leave them as is, as to not confuse yourself. You can associate different rates for certain products, right? Or create profiles for shipping different types of items. So what I mean by this is, let's say you want to have a shipping profile for, t-shirts and then a shipping profile for, let's say, jackets, right? The shipping profile for t-shirts will obviously be a lot less expensive because t-shirts typically weigh less than jackets. So that is what a shipping profile means in Shopify. And of course, if we want to create a new profile, new shipping profile for a set list of products, we can do so here by clicking Create Shipping Profile, right? So again, you can have this to be t-shirts, jackets, and so forth. So if your shipping, prices aren't, universally the same across the board, you want to make sure you have separate shipping profiles because you don't want to lose money on shipping because you're shipping products that are a bit more expensive to ship, right? So make sure that you think about this as you are, dealing with your shipping rates in Shopify. On top of this, if you're a physical business, as in you have a physical location or storefront that customers can visit you in, you also have the option of setting up local delivery in which you deliver orders to customers locally, right? Um, and so therefore, if you do this, you can definitely, either charge shipping for that or have the customer select that at checkout. So therefore, they can receive local delivery. And then we can also have local pickup. So let's say customers are nearby and instead of paying for shipping, they want to visit your store physically and pick up the item that they ordered online on your Shopify web store. You can definitely have this as well through Shopify. So that's really cool to know. And then after that, we have package sizes. So package sizes are obviously what we use to ship our products. And of course, package sizes are important because the dimensions of this will affect, shipping rates. Of course, you can have a universal size of a box and then apply that to all your products. But you also want to make sure that you are aware that you modify this depending on the products that you sell because obviously, let's say you sell, like, for example, rings, right? You obviously wouldn't ship that in a huge box. That would be a small envelope type of package to deal with, right? So if you click add package, you can definitely, change the type of, package it is. Is it a box? Is it an envelope? Or so forth. And then add the dimensions here and then the weight, right? And so what happens here is that you'll have a variety of different packages associated in your Shopify store for different items that are relevant to them. So again, with that ring example, if you're shipping out a ring, you obviously wouldn't use a box, you would probably use a envelope, right? And so this is just what this is for. And if we have a carrier package, you can use these pre-selected packages that the carriers already offer to make things simpler for you. For USPS, we have all of these available to us here, envelopes and boxes. Same thing for UPS, right? So that's just what this is for. So again, you can definitely add that as well. And then afterwards, we have shipping labels. So shipping labels are obviously also important because, products can't ship without a shipping label. And what's great about Shopify and using Shopify for your shipping labels is that they have discounts with the carriers due to partnerships. So you can get discounts whether you use DHL, UPS, or USPS, right? And so, you can definitely use whichever one is more convenient and best suited for your business. In the United States, typically, that's USPS, the most popular one. But of course, you're not limited to just one carrier. And of course, you can also even print out test labels to see, if they're all, correct. You probably want to do this to make sure that your addresses are correct, such as, your shipping from address and your business address. And on top of that, you can also, of course, modify the dimensions if in case you print labels with a certain printer size or whatever have you. So again, this is something that you will know how for your business works best, and you decide what it is, that you'll select for that. And then lastly, we have packing slips and then carrier accounts and then customer order fulfillment. Let's start off with packing slips. So packing slips are, of course, what you put into the actual envelope or box that the customer will receive. Typically, this is, an invoice or a notification of shipment or whatever have you, a receipt, right? And so this is definitely something that you can have, for your business on Shopify. You can see code here. Do not worry about this. All you have to do is click preview template and it'll show you what your, packing slip looks like in Shopify. And there we go. This is a sample packing slip. It's a really cool feature. So typically, since we have to deal with code when editing with packing slips, I wouldn't, mess with that. I would leave it as is, just because, as you can see here, we're dealing with HTML and CSS code. So if you don't know about this stuff, do not even mess with it. It's a pretty well-made, pre-made packing slip that Shopify offers. This is, of course, if you want to add packing slips to your Shopify store. Okay, so let's go back to home and then review shipping and click review settings. Okay. And then let's scroll down. We were at packing slips. So again, this is optional for your business if you want to include packing slips. Okay, and then after that we have carrier accounts. And as you can see here, our plan doesn't offer this feature. We would have to upgrade or start paying for a monthly or yearly Shopify subscription. But basically what this means is carrier accounts is that when customers are at checkout, they can see the different shipping rates from different carriers and select whichever one is most, commercially or financially convenient to them. And so this is a great tool for allowing customers flexibility in choosing their shipping prices and which carrier they want to ship their items with, right? So again, this is something that Shopify offers only on a paid plan, but this is what carrier accounts are for. And then, of course, we have lastly customer order fulfillment. A customer order fulfillment is obviously a service that, let's click here, will be associated with an email. And so let's say that, an order is fulfilled, right? And a customer receives a notification saying your order has been marked for fulfillment, or your order has been shipped, rather, right? What is the name and the email they will receive that email from, right? So typically this is, the name of your shop and then something professional like shop at mystore.com, right? Typically this is something like that. This is just to keep things professional and also to keep customers updated as to when their orders have, been sent out and shipped and so forth. So again, this is something that, you can add for your business as well. And it is just great for customers to stay in tune and let them know when their orders have been fulfilled. Okay, so with that being said and covered, we have now officially gone through every single step in the 7 steps here of the Shopify setup walkthrough tutorial. So along the way, we've covered a whole variety of different things already, and already that deal with a lot of these tabs here to the left. So that's great. We've also learned a lot of terminologies. And in your business, when you're starting off with Shopify, if you go through this walkthrough tutorial and complete every single step, you will be equipped and set up for Shopify success and to launch your store, promote it, and start making sales and money, right? So it's important that we got through this first because we needed to in order to actually have our Shopify web store set up and running. Now all there is left to learn is the other features and capabilities that Shopify can offer. I'd just like to thank you so much for enrolling in my course and also congratulate you for completing my Shopify course. You are now equipped with the foundations of Shopify and are well on your way to creating and setting up your very own store. And this course hopefully was a can also, of course, refer back to any of these lectures, video lectures, and go through the specific tab or area in Shopify that is giving you trouble. You are now equipped with the basics of Shopify and are now equipped with the knowledge and terminologies of Shopify as well. So I hope this course was helpful to you. I hope you leave a review and that, again, you found this course useful. Again, congratulations for completing this course.